Hi, Caspar, on the 13th of April 2024. I'm just cooking some boerewors next door, and I thought a nice spicy red to go with it. So I opened a bottle of 2009 Côte Rôtie Ampodium from René, Rostaing, one of the signature makers of Côte Rôtie, I guess. I've been to see him a couple of times, but not recently. I think I did taste this one in the cellar actually. Some reports I've read suggest that this should be drunk up by now. Well, let's see if those reports are right. I'm looking at a wine that's remarkably red in colour, I have to say. It's just deep, and no deeper than just deep. I can see through it. It's got a healthy red glow to it, and not a great deal of sign of age. A bit sort of garnet at the rim maybe, but the cuvée name Ampodium, by the way, is a Roman name for Ampuy, the town of Côte on the banks of the Rhône, and under those extraordinary precipitous vineyards. I've got a terrible confession to make actually. This is my 8th bottle out of my case, and I don't know why, but it's kind of slightly passed me by. I haven't concentrated very much on it. It hasn't impressed itself on me, on my memory. Yeah, and I want this one too. I want to find out more about it. I think perhaps it's been a bit on the young side and not really shouting about itself. And well, let's see what this one's doing anyway. It's got a lovely nose. I've opened this. I opened it 2 hours ago. I decanted it probably an hour ago. It's got an energetic nose. I mean, 2009, as people will probably know, in most regions of Europe was a very warm vintage. So you might expect sort of great breadth and ripeness, but just 13% on the label, by the way. And it's a nose, I mean, chemists will tell you can't smell salt and minerals and what have you, but this to me smells like a mineral wine. It's got definition, it's got clarity, it's got crispness about it. It's dark, it's quite smoky, it's got a bit of truffle going on in there. Dark is plum fruit, but nicely snappy. It's got a complexity of something that's really delightful and delicious. A little bit floral, perhaps a bit of violet. And a bit of spice, yes. Just a hint of something a little bit creamy. Which might be that vintage ripeness, but it's clearly a thing that's becoming tertiary. It's got a scent like old libraries, dry old parchment. It smells completely wonderful, I have to say. This is, I think, the most overt, the most communicative bottle of this wine that I've smelt. It's got something of the earth about it, rooty. Well, it's not a big wine in terms of heft, but it's a big wine in terms of density, density and intensity. And there's a moment when it goes in the mouth where it's quite mycorrhizal. Actually, it's got a very earthy, almost mushroomy character that's I think arrived since I had my last bottle. And then these tannins appear, and you think for a moment they're going to become really quite big and assertive. And there's a wealth of them, and they're just held within this dark fruit. It's fresh. It's got lip smacking acidity, and fabulous length. And there's a slightly exotic fruit flavour that comes back right at the back, and I can't really come up with a word for it. But it's and allied to something slightly mushroomy. It's fascinating. This is a wine now in a state of maturity. It's always got crystalline elements of fruit on the nose. Real attack on the palate, real vibrancy, and it does sort of grab the palate. And it's slight smoky element winding through it. Nicely long and busy wine. It's yeah, this is by far the most interesting bottle I think out of my case I've had. So the other four, what shall I do with them? I mean, you know, the colours looks young in the, you know, in the palate. It's comes across as quite young. The nose suggests it is starting to mature. I think I'm going to keep. I'll wait a year and I'll have another one. See where it's gone, and I'll do another video tasting that so we can follow it together. But fascinating, delicious, and hopefully good with Bourrevos. There we are. That's been 2009 Côte Rôtie Ampodium from René Rostaing. A delight, a delightful surprise, and lovely.